Today is Monday, June 22nd, 2020. This is the Kubernetes CSI implementation meeting. So our main topic today is 119. Code freeze has been pushed out by 2 weeks. So we're looking at July 9th, which is about 3 weeks from now, a little less than 3 weeks. So let's go down the items that we have. All right. I have some PRs that are sort of cleaning up things in the external provisioner and removing. So the first one is removing topology functionality to handle nodes that are less than 114. 114 is already out of scope, so I think it's about time that we clean that up. So that's one PR I have outstanding. I am also trying to get at least one CSI test case into the conformance suite in 119. However, while debugging one of the flaky tests, I found a sort of outstanding issue, a race condition in the way that we kubelet detects if the CSI volume is properly done unmounting. So fixing that, I think we can partially fix that for 119, but we might not be able to fully fix it for 119. So it might be a little hard to get this conformance test into 119, but I guess we'll see how it goes. That's that. Patrick, you have an update on your items.
Yeah, storage capacity tracking is looking good. We got a design review or API review done with Tim last Friday, and he had some comments. We basically decided to flatten the API a bit because what we had in the cap with status and spec just doesn't really properly apply to our CSI storage capacity objects, which are just data points basically with no real objects with a status behind it. So I've done the API revision as discussed with Tim today, just pushed it this afternoon on my time, and it's now pending again for final approval by Tim. That should cover the API change, and I also followed up with updating my in Kubernetes implementation in the scheduler. So that's also now a pending pull request, which is just one commit, basically one file essentially. So that's a lot simpler than the API change itself. So that looks fine.
Okay. If you am I assigned to that one?
Okay.
I can help review that. There's been a lot of refactoring done in the volume plugin, scheduling plugin. So
I'm not up to date actually. I noticed when I pushed it today that I have a merge conflict in that code. So I think my plan now is to get the API review or API pull request merged with approval from Tim, and then rebase that other one.
Okay, sounds good. I'll help take a look at both. Yeah, basically to summarize, we've reworked the volume scheduling plugin to actually fit into the scheduler framework. I don't think it didn't touch, well, it did. It did touch a little bit of the volume binding plugin implementation. Basically, some of the like cache points and stuff have changed a little bit.
Yeah, I'll see when I rebase.
All right, so sounds good.
That's that one. The next one is generic ephemeral inline volumes. Unfortunately, there hasn't been any progress throughout last week. Clayton wanted to look at it in more detail sometime, basically last Tuesday, and we've pinged him. Jan and I have pinged him a few times, but he just hasn't looked at it again.
Okay. So I think Tim also said that Clayton was asking him to look at it as well.
Okay. So we just might loop in Tim, and if Clayton that accepts that as an alternative authoritative statement on whether the API is good, then we are
Yeah.
fine. I just
It
didn't
might
want.
be worth
Yeah.
it might be worth asking if like if it would be easier to like have a meeting to sort of discuss things in person.
We've done that with Clayton.
Okay.
So we can have another meeting, but I think at this point he said that he would just needs to go through the cap and the API pull request. So I'm not. I've also offered already to do another meeting, but so far he's just been
Okay.
unresponsive for a week. Let me do a chat, a Zoom group with Tim and Clayton and whoever was involved so far, and ask whether we want to have get Tim involved.
Okay.
And
Sounds good.
if Clayton doesn't mind, that may be a path forward.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for driving this. All right. Next up is this bug fix.
Yeah, so I left. I have followed up. I left a comment like, I don't know, the author is not responding. So the main thing is that if you go there, he's saying that the defer below should remove calls, remove mount directory anyway. But I'm saying that the defer is actually not installed at this point. It gets installed later on, so it doesn't get called actually. Yeah, and then it would be nice to have some unit tests, but I could add that as a follow-up if needed. But I think at least we need to fix that comment.
Okay, sounds good. We still have a couple more weeks before code freeze, so we'll see if we'll give it maybe another week or so. Hopefully he'll have some time. All right. Next up is image publishing.
I think we are in good shape. I'm currently waiting for the vanity domain change before updating our host path driver deployment files. That's basically the only thing that is currently missing. We have all of the existing releases published to the new area where they will become available as, I think it's K8S GCRIO/SIG storage. Once that domain switch change
Did we
happens.
fix the registry name for prod?
Yes, that has been changed. So the production name is SIG
Awesome.
storage instead of storage as it was before. And that triggered image publishing. That was something that I wasn't sure of, but it did. So the images have been promoted also to that new location.
Excellent.
And in terms of pending PRs, we have, I think, 3 open for repos which are not quite ready yet to update CSI release tools, or I have other pending work that blocks merging those. But those are not necessarily the ones that we need. Well, I'm not sure about CSI proxy. But anyway, these PRs are pending. Once they are merged, those repos will also publish into GCRIO.
Awesome, cool. Yeah, CSI proxy, I think is Jing has been sort of looking at that. I think it's a little different because it's a binary, not a container image. So there might need to be more work there to get CSI proxy publishing to work.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but I'll follow up with Jing. That's something she's looking at. All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. This is looking very good. Oh, there was someone asking about some platform that we didn't have here.
ARM64. That has been
Yeah.
modified, and it's now also part of the build platforms. And with
Awesome.
that,
That's been merged.
That has been merged in all of the repos except the 3 listed here.
Okay.
So it was part of the latest CSI release tools update.
Awesome. Cool. All right, awesome. Thank you very much. All right, skipping over Windows, let's go to volume health.
Yeah, so I think the system work driver, the author has updated the PR. Just need to review that again. I'm also paying Nick, and I don't know if he has tested his controller agent with the CSI work driver yet. So I think we need to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think the initial implementation is good, like we could have it merged first and then do the testing
I
and stuff.
think
Like
we
this
need
is
to fund
still
that.
alpha.
Yeah, I need to ping because I don't think he has done any testing. That's the thing, because he doesn't have unit
Okay.
test yet, and CSM mock, if he doesn't use the mock driver, then I don't know how he tests. Because last time when I talked to him, he said he has not tested. So I need to check with him again.
Okay.
This is like quite some time ago, a few weeks
Okay.
ago. So.
It's also possible to have unit tests without the mock driver, right? You could just stub the
Oh yeah,
calls.
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't need the mock driver. Mock driver basically when we want to try like manually run some, if you want to set up a cluster and manually run those tests, deploy and all of that, we are trying to use the mock driver. He has those YAML files to deploy, but I don't think, I need to check and see how whether he has done any testing recently. But I know like a few weeks ago he said he has not, so I need to check, because I think we need to do some minimum testing before we merge
Agree.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, even just adding like simple unit tests for like without the mock driver, I think that
There's
could
no,
be
yeah, the thing is that
good.
there's no unit test yet. So he was saying that the person who is working on the mock driver can help with that. So, but I don't see any unit test. That's why I haven't merged it. At least I want to see some very simple unit tests, right?
Yeah.
So not there.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
either one, yeah. So I need to check with him and see.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks for reviewing all of this.
No problem.
All right. Snapshots.
Snapshot. Yeah. So I think we talked about this, that we can just say we don't support the vendor anymore, right? For the when we cut the next release. Can we
Oh,
say that?
dep. You mean?
Dep.
I think that's reasonable. I guess Patrick, you're here. So I think the issue we were talking about last week was someone was trying to import the external snapshotter with dep, but then they ran into an issue where it was trying to import klog, but klog no longer supports dep.
Yeah, I've
Do
seen
you
that.
do you see a way to fix that? Or like
No.
should we just drop support for dep?
I'm not sure whether it was absolutely necessary that we pull klog 2, but in the current situation. But long term, yes, I think we just need to drop dep. It has not been
Okay.
updated as far as I know, and as we see here, it's becoming increasingly difficult to still use it. I would just
Okay.
remove support for it.
Yeah, so I guess maybe let's say in this next upcoming set of releases that we're gonna do, we can drop dep support. I'm fine with that.
Well, it might be broken already now. It depends a little bit on whether the external snapshotter has a hard dependency on klog 2. If it does, then
why is that hard?
I think it might.
through some intermediate component perhaps that really already uses the new API, the klog
Yeah.
v2,
I
and then you
think
don't have
what
a
it was
choice.
doing, I think Snapshotter was importing some Kubernetes thing, which was importing klog v2. I think that's where it came from.
Yeah, in that case, you can already now remove dep support because it just plain doesn't work anymore.
Okay, let me add that to our miscellaneous topics.
it may still work in some of our other repositories, but that's pretty much by chance now. We can't really guarantee it anymore, because we will eventually pull in something that has a v2 or v3 or something, and then that just doesn't work with deb, unless those other projects also take care to do similar tricks, but that's just unlikely.
It's very, the trick is very difficult to maintain. It's just very error prone. When you review it, if you're not careful, if you're not trying yourself, then it's just difficult to even guarantee that it's, it's not broken. So I'd rather really want to drop that.
Okay. I'm okay with that, especially because it seems like with this Klog thing, it basically seems impossible or very, very hard. So yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay. Yeah, so I already asked the guy, Karthik is working on that Mood API in a separate package thing. So I was already asked him to take a look at the Klog, how Klog does this. So and then this way can unblock him. I think he's completely blocked because of this path. So yeah. Okay. And then I pinned Xiangqian again, hoping that he can approve the Q logic PR. So it's been there for a while.
Okay.
That's it.
And we have, there's a new person on Xiangqian's team that's gonna help add more E2E tests.
Okay, yeah,
so
I see I think Xiangqian put his name somewhere in maybe even in some issues.
Yeah, so I think he's coming up with like a document of like all the test coverage that we want. And then
okay.
Xiangqian and I are sort of going through it and kind of being like, okay, we already have a test case for this. We don't have a test case for that. And we'll sort of figure out like what test we still want to add.
Okay, that's good. And is Grant's PR is merged, right? The E2 test?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's merged. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess I can ask the team member to share the doc with you too, in case you have ideas as well for what kind of test coverage we can add.
Okay, sure. I think the tests that are missing, most of them have issues opened, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just some of them are not actively worked on. I mean, but there are people assigned. But yeah, share that with me. I'll see.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
And then will he also be working on the metrics, this new person?
I think the first target will be to add the tests, and then once the tests are added, then I think the next thing will be metrics.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll see how far they get. All right. Next up is volume expansion.
Sorry,
are you still there? Oh, cool.
Hello. I was trying to find the window. Yes, so I have the same. I haven't received a review. I pinged Saad today for the recovery from. I Zing reviewed a little bit, and I just a comment, and then it was failing on rebase, so I rebased and pushed it today. And I pinged Saad. I need review on that. And the only thing that will be needed from that, apart from that, is I'm making is a resize controller change so that if the volume is reduced, it will actually cancel the resize. That I will push that today in a different PR, I think. But the API and changes are done. It has tests for quota. It has test for everything else actually. So, and I have tested it with mock driver. I could write some E2E and I'll do that. But yeah, and then I added a card for the skipping the volume in use precondition, like volume in use error for certain, make it opt-in. But that's an external resizer. And yeah.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much.
Hey, Herman, are all your PRs listed in that project tracking page?
Let's see. I'll make sure that the resizing has, okay. So there's a separate one. I think I need to update that, the project tracking. Let me update it. For resizing, here is the link. Yeah, the one that Michelle is seeing. I think I need to update it. Let me update it.
Okay.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. All right. Okay, so that's it on our that we're tracking for 119. Oh, the
There is
CSI
the-
driver stuff. I keep
Yes.
forgetting about it.
Yeah, we need to get the issue on the board. I'm not certain how to go about doing that. There is an issue filed for it though. Jan,
If
help
you're
me.
part of the CSI work group, you should have permissions to add to it. If you don't have permissions, we can try to get you as a member so that you have the right stuff.
Okay, I will follow up with you after this call to get the right permissions because I can't add cards to the board.
Okay.
Jan helped me Friday with the compatibility issues. Those are now fixed. The round trip tests were failing, and I believe I fixed those on this call by adjusting the storage fuzzer. The tests are now passing locally, and I just pushed. So hopefully the test will be passing now.
Awesome. All right, thank you for the update. Any other topics? All right, then we'll end the meeting. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.